Today I'm gonna be installing underglow on my sister's 2020 WRX. It's coming out pretty sick. She just got a new carbon fiber hood. If I do mind showing you real quick, and it's super light. I think it looks fucking fantastic, but she's gonna continue to do projects on it. So and she let me install her underglow herself, and gave me permission to record her car. But anyways, if you do plan on installing lights for yourself, or I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't do it, but it's very easy. If you run into like hardware issues, there's always like a fix. You can always modify them. And yeah, I guess let me get straight into the video. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna be using the back of my dad's jet ski because I don't have a bench. But it's really simple. I mean, this is the kit that she got. I don't know where she got it or from where, but the module looks pretty promising. So it's really simple. Like, all it is really like, look, whenever you get one of these, you'll probably most likely have like some sort of switch, and this switch will have to use like voltage, and it would need to get like ground. So obviously this is gonna go to your battery. Now this is what's gonna like basically go power the rest of the harness to basically the whole system of lights. After that, it connects down to this little, I guess, computer or something like that. If it's like Bluetooth, you'll most likely get this thing, or some kind of like different module. But this is what this is gonna connect into. So what's really the most important thing to get right is this step right here, because I mean, it's really not like impossible to do, but if you don't do it right, or if you don't really know I guess safety precautions to take, then yeah, I guess to be a little bit more careful. But this right here is where it's gonna determine whether your lights are gonna probably work for like 2 months or something like that and then crap out, or if you want them on as long as you want to keep them on. So you don't need too many tools for this. I do recommend in keeping something like this just in case for like, little projects like this, or I mean really whatever. Like I'm using this a lot for my engine grounds on the project I'm working on right now. But I digress, and basically you want to get a head looking like this. I'm not too familiar, I guess, with terminology, but you're gonna want something like this, big enough to where you can screw into your battery. And these are very, very simple to fucking install, I guess. But yeah, you're also gonna want a tool, something like this, like a pretty okay wire stripper. This one, I guess, like gives you like, I guess the correct amount, I guess, or whatever. But it's a pretty solid one, and I really like it. So, and I mean, it's not bad at crimping either. So for instance, when you have these two cables, you'll see that this has like some kind of fuse, and that's basically to prevent like if for some reason the battery gets overheated or gets too hot. This will pop, and it will make sure your car doesn't catch on fire like in a fucking Las Vegas summer night, I don't know, but yeah, this right here, do not miss this. It's a safety precaution, and even if it didn't have this, I would highly advise to install one whenever you're running like a live circuit, or installing like a live circuit, such as like a sub or something like that, of that nature, I guess. But you'll see that these two ends right here are not stripped down. So all you do is, basically just don't mess it up, because if you don't do it right, sometimes, let me see, you'll get like a little nick like right here, and that's not good. If that hops over to like, say, a circuit it's not supposed to, then it can basically short out or fry your shit. So just make sure you're doing it right. When I do this too, I grab it right there and I pull it just a little bit, so that way I can ensure that I get like a good size amount. Obviously with that, when you have a split end like this, what you can do is basically curl it up, because we're not gonna use this entire like cable right here, or this entire fucking wires right here. So basically just curl it, and you're gonna want to cut this somewhere so that it lies basically like flush with this, and this is like basically perfect. You're still gonna want to cut off like any excess ugly looking parts. Oh man, and this thing can cut good honestly too. So it looks like this. Now you can, from here you can twist this on. I guess some people have a thing whether you're supposed to have like gloves on or whatever, but I really don't think it matters. That would be more so if I was like probably like messing with light bulbs, because I like that the grease from your fingers does like make an effect or whatever. But once you have it like this, you can basically twist it like this. I like to get this already like ready, and if you see here, let me see, there are like little like piquitos right here, so that way this crushes that little thing inside, and it basically like sandwiches this. So I would start off, because it's a bigger one, I'll probably start off with the longer pico, and make sure that this metal is touching, I mean, I don't know if I can get it, it's touching basically this inside with the metal, otherwise it's not gonna work. So that's why in this case I would rather just leave it fully extended. See? Sure. Yeah. Sometimes they do take a little bit of patience. But trust me, this is the fun. This is almost like the fun part, because the rest of it is basically just crawling under a car and yeah, from how big I need the bolt size and how little the wire is, it is kind of annoying, but I guess with a little like manipulation you can get it, because all that really matters is that this sandwich is, or this metal is sandwiched with this thing right here, and if you can pop it off like this, it's not gonna ever be a good connection. You basically have to make sure like it's part of the cable, like you won't be able to stretch it out or anything. So because this is too big, I'm gonna be forced to use a smaller set. Hopefully I can use the blue ones. Yeah, let me see. And this like kind of, this little process of just like quiet is just like troubleshooting, or a lot of troubleshooting is done this way. So yeah, the correct size would be like the red tip, which is smaller than the yellow. But this is like the correct size to basically like leave it permanent. You can try the blue one, which is just like a medium size, if I may say. But you also have these like connectors, which you can basically do like a quick release. Just connect and basically like that. That's also up to you. I'll probably cut some of this out later, but just so that you can see, these were not gonna work, so I'll probably have to cut out that entire part of the video. Okay, so basically, this, for instance, this is not coming off. Like, you have to basically make sure you pull on it, and it's not coming off. So, you can see at the end, you do have a little bit of wire still sticking up. You can just pop that back. You can just pop it back and just like, I guess like, cut it. As long as it's like, relatively wrapped around, you'll be fine. So basically, do this to the other side. Basically do that on the other side. Make sure also take a note that this, let me see if I can get into the light here, that this fuse is not popped here in the middle. That's a bad fuse, and if it fails, that's why. Okay, basically, once you get that on your cables, on the black one, I was able to use the blue one because it is a little bit bigger. But yeah, for these WRXs, all you basically have to do is take off this panel right here, and on the side, roughly about this area, you'll see like 2 grommets that'll lead into the cabin. All you do is grab a knife, poke an X through it, and then stick this sucker in there like this, and basically feed it through all the way up to where you roughly want it to, well, as long as this reaches. You can just basically put it wherever you want on the dash, on the side here. Yeah, the most important thing is just make sure these are connected here and this here. If you do have shrink wrap, that's also ideal. So that way, you know, if water does get on this, but it's still like saving it, I guess. But if you don't, I mean, you can just put like electrical tape or something to keep it safe. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna say this real quick. For this WRX, for me to get into the cabin, I need to at least lift it up enough to where I can take off the tire. I'm on a driveway right now. Keep in mind that never ever get under a car that you're jacking up and it's on a fucking slope or whatever. That's fucking dangerous. I used to do that shit just when I was like, oh, just change something real quick. But I mean, I don't know. You never know. Like something could fucking fail and you won't be working on whatever you were anymore. So, yeah. But basically, all I have to do is take off the tire because the grommet. Here, I'll show you this one right now. The grommet is, for instance, if you could show, let me see. There's a wiring harness. Let's see, it's gonna be kind of hard here. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I might just cut this off. Okay, so basically there's a harness up there that the wire comes through. You pull that wire basically all the way out to where, like, I guess it can, without overstretching the wire obviously, but from there you can place it anywhere on the dash, up here, literally anywhere. I know you can put it like right here. It's up to you. Actually, if you want to do it right there, it might be a different process, but because if you want to put it on the door, then you have to come from the outside. you know, inside the cabin, whatever. But yeah, it's very simple. Okay, so I was gonna FaceTime my sister and basically let her know that the lights turn on, but basically here, I'll show you exactly what I did. So up here up top, I ended up just screwing this to the bolt because Subaru for some reason has this fucking clip on this nut right here so that you can't take off the terminal or something. I don't know. But yeah, I basically grounded the black to the negative side of the battery, and then over here, if I can take this cover off, over here all I did was unscrew that, screw this little sucker right under here. Obviously make sure that the battery was, or that this was off before you put this on, you know. So with this, I just got my knife and I cut a little bit more so that way that it could fit like pretty flush, actually very nice in my opinion. But now basically this part was left here. I took the wheel well, like basically wall off, basically just two bolts right here, popped it out right here, and I saw the nearest harness right there. So what I'm gonna do right here is just put basically some electrical tape underneath the wire and then tape the wire down so that way it's not moving around or anything, or I can just cut. I couldn't get it in because my knife was too short and the harness was way too big, so I basically just popped it up, put it underneath, and fed it through. I mean, it's perfectly fine. You will not get that much like movement in there, I promise. Basically I fished this thing out over here. I'm planning on putting it roughly on this spot, and if you click this button, actually not right now, first you need to grab the harness. So now you can see how the rest is just like self-explanatory. This basically just connects to this. Sorry, I had to cut it out for a bit, but basically just connects to this, which leads to basically the wiring harness and the rest of the lights there. All you do is just come here, click your button, and you have working lights. And I assume that these will come with an application you can download so that you can change the lights, you know, color beams and stuff. If you know anybody that does like custom light strips and you want to do an underglow, that will be fucking sick, because I can show you probably after the video or after this what real like RGB lights look like when you can customize them yourself, basically on a keyboard. But you can do the same thing on this if you know how to basically like download them to a little computer or whatever, and have like actual RGB lights, because I believe these are LEDs, but yeah, you can also go fucking crazy out with your light setup also. So I do want to also point out something on these Muros, or really anytime I see like a wheel of this sort. If you don't align the lug nuts before you put it in, you're gonna get a wobble, and you most likely will get a strip bolt, because this particular type of wheel has to be aligned almost perfectly for it to be like properly on. I see a lot of actual videos, and sometimes some like we're guilty of just going like zzz, 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 with the fucking with the impact, but these ones, but like my other wheels don't really need to do that. But always like double, triple, quadruple check that your wheels are on perfectly before you screw it down and put it under the tire. That's more so like a safety precaution, but yeah, just fucking align your wheels right, because I've seen a lot of strip bolts from wheels like that when I like get like new cars and stuff and they have those wheels, or that type of wheel. we see like, or the nuts will be really hard to take off. So that's why, you know, align it. The sticky tape doesn't work well the first time, so getting a second pair of like double-sided will really help it, like put it back on. All you do underneath is basically zip tie the wire to anything that doesn't get hot, and basically just plug and play. This is a very easy install. Yeah, so basically all you do is just wrap it around. Right now, since it's getting like darker, it looks hella sick. In the back, you know, just put it where you can put it like a flat surface essentially. But yeah, looks pretty fucking sick.